Hello, everybody. We've got lots of people flooding in the gates tonight with our special guest coming up in a few minutes, which is our Reverend Gregory Kehn from Lilydale, our medium, fifth generation. We're going to get to Greg in just a second, but the planets are doing so much stuff. I want to quickly go through that with you. And I'm taking people as they come. That's how you get first come, first serve, except John has to go, so we moved him up to number one. Now, let me start you off with what's going on with the planets, because if you haven't felt what's going on this past week, I don't know. I mean, it was extremely poignant. You got to get out of your mind it was good or bad. The planets don't do good or bad. That's what we do. They don't do it. Is this wave that's coming your way, is that a good wave or bad wave? Huh? It's a bad wave if you're in the middle of a tsunami. It's good if you're waiting just to go surfing. Get this out of your human head. There's no good and bad in astrology. Now, sometimes the planets are so challenging and they get their butt kicked by other planets that you might want to consider it as bad. That is true. But it's all a human decision. Let's get to what's going on. Let me show you what's happening. All right. We're going to put in Claudia. Welcome everybody tonight. Now, I want to start off by showing you what's happening in the United States chart. All right. I'm going to only do major stuff. That's how rare this is. I'm just going to be doing really major stuff, and there's plenty of it. Okay, in the United States chart, I've been telling you over and over, Pluto has gone all the way around. It's sitting right here now. After 265 years, Pluto's gone all the way around. It's sitting right here. Mars has been across from it recently, last week. Mars opposed it. I told you a week before when it was coming. And this means that we are being challenged by other countries as to who's the real America. Are we going to be greedy, selfish, or are we going to help other countries? It's no coincidence that the president is traveling to other countries trying to patch up the mess that his predecessor left. That's no, he thinks it's his decision. It's not. It's Mars and Pluto. Okay, so we're trying to patch up things. It's exactly what we should be doing. And planetarily, we're not going to have much luck at it because there's just too big of a mess. I hope to God we can make things better. All right, Mars has moved on since then, so that's good. Now, at the second time, at the same instant, Neptune is sitting here at 23, right opposite Neptune. So in our lifetime, in the United States lifetime, Neptune's gone all the way around and is down here. Neptune's opposite Neptune. And that's been causing all the lying, the deceit, the confusion, multiple realities. No one knows what the hell's right, what the hell's wrong. Everything's confusing. They don't know where to get their information from. You got people talk about alternative facts, which is ridiculous. And the eclipse, which was this morning, the eclipse was right here with transiting Neptune. So the eclipse and Neptune were opposite Neptune. Okay, so that's really hellacious. And if you want to really look at something which is intriguing, in Mr. Trump's chart, Mr. Trump has pretty much a bucket pattern to the moon. Okay, where's the eclipse? The eclipse is right here. The eclipse is right here along this sun-moon axis. And what that means is the jaws, the noose is tightening around him in the state of New York. And there ain't much you can do about it. But I've learned so many times with this guy gets away with all kind of stuff. I don't know how he gets away with it, but when your Neptune is being hit, sun and moon are opposite, and transiting Neptune is like a right angle to him. When your Neptune is being hit by eclipses, almost always, I don't know about him, but almost always, your dirty laundry gets exposed. And almost always it's a big time scandal, and almost always it's true. So that's all I'm going to say, because there's something about this man. I don't know what it is. He's a archetypal figure. He's an avatar of ugly Americans. He needs to stay public for some reason. You got to look and see the hundreds of things he's done wrong, and hundreds of times people would have gone to jail. Not this guy. I don't know, but I'm tired of talking about him. I don't even want to look at him anymore. Okay, here we go with Charlotte on the anti-Trump network. I'm not putting anybody on the list until I see you pop up in the room. That's how I'm putting you there. So I got John S. And we're going to get to as many people as we can. Let's get started by welcoming our wonderful guest every 6 months. If I could find him on my screen. Where'd you go? There you are. You're down at the bottom. The wonderful Greg Kehn from Lilydale, New York. Welcome, Mr. King.
Thank you, Rick. You can hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you just fine. I'll be
Good.
monitoring all the knobs for you and driving while you go talk to all the good folks. Greg and I have been good friends in 1982, and back then I had a radio show, and he was on my show then, and so we go way, way back. Greg is a fifth generation medium from Lilydale, New York. Why don't you tell us some about what goes on at Lilydale?
Well, this summer we'll be opening right the first, the first Friday of the last week of June. We open and we'll go through Labor Day. And we have a healing temple here where you can go in and you can meditate. And in the past, we were doing laying on of hands. Now this year, I'm not sure how they're going to do that in a sense of actually touching someone. They may be doing healing without touching physically, and that'll be fine. And we have the auditorium that seats over 1,000 people. And the auditorium was built in 1883. And it's right across the street from my home. When they open the shutters on the open air building, I can sit and look at the stage from my front porch.
Well, just in case you're not familiar with these types of things, psychics are people who can, in a sense, read your mind. They can read something going on in your mind. A medium is somebody who has a particular sensitivity to people who've passed on and have messages for you or your group soul, whatever. I'm going to get out of the way because we got so many people to do, and we're going to go right away with John. We're going to put you on with the Reverend Gregory Kehn, and you're on right now. Go ahead.
Hi, John.
Hi, Greg. I'm really a beginner, basically, with astrology. I've had some readings from Rick. They're very interesting. So the questions I have may seem rather simple, but they struck me today as things that are significant, and I just don't answer. I was told that I was born in a haunted house. Okay, I was the youngest in the family. That's the story, and I don't know what that means. Whether that's significant. The other thing I was going to ask you is I'm just wondering who my guides are, and I'm not sure if that's something that you would be able to say anything about.
Well, I feel two things around you. Definitely your home was haunted. I also feel an energy of spirit around you, that there's a woman that was in that home that I feel had passed away a long time before you were born. And I feel she took a liking to you and watched over you. And I don't know if you remember this at all, but I feel there were times you would see a figure and see a shadow. And at times you look thinking, well, what was that? And it would disappear.
Okay, I don't remember that. I was an infant, but moved away when I was 3, but it resonates with me.
Well, I see this lady with you, and I felt a very loving energy, and you were very protected and watched over by the spirit world, and it's really quite nice. And I also feel, in a sense of your guides, I really feel 2 entities with you that come in a very strong manner. And I want to say one of them's a gentleman, and when he passed away, he had a difficult time where he had trouble with breathing. His lungs and breathing was a problem. And I felt when he left, the heart finally gave out, but his lungs had filled with fluid.
He's one of my guides.
Yes, I feel an older man, but I see him with you. And he said to me, when he was on the earth plane, he was a teacher and he taught history. And your ability to look at things in life and have respect for them of the things in the past. You really enjoy seeing things in the past and how many things have advanced and changed in your life. And that you're making changes now that you're stepping back a bit. You had at one time been caught up with people that could be very draining to you. And you've really learned to step back now and not let them drain you and pull on you in the way they did before.
Thank you, Greg.
You're welcome. God bless you.
And you too.
Well, thank you, John, and thank you, Greg. Greg, just a minute here before we move on. Folks don't know, but you are a snowbird and you winterize in Florida, you lucky devil. And you summarize up here in the north of the rest of us. How's that going for you?
That's working really well. We're down in Lady Lake, Florida, and it's just south of Ocala, Florida. And we spend the winter down there. And we'll be going back right before the camp season completely closes. We'll be packed up and headed down. We got things down there we're going to be doing. So it's going to be interesting. I've been in Lowydale most of my life, really, and adult life. I gave messages at Inspiration Stump out here. If anyone goes to the website where they can see the Dale, you'll see Inspiration Stump as one of the photographs or pictures there. And I was out there giving messages when I was 8. So,
well, in case people don't know, Greg is with us every 6 months, and usually June 6th, December 6th, around then. And in case you don't know, we're dealing with some rather newlyweds. Has it been a year yet?
Oh, it's been over a year that we're
I
married. Yes.
Yeah, it's going too
2
fast.
years.
So you're heading towards
2 years.
Oh, same woman?
Same woman, keeping her. She's a good one.
I know she's a real good one, Miss Leslie. Okay, thank you very much, Greg. We're going on to Amy up, I believe, in Wisconsin area. Asked to unmute Amy. And once you get unmuted, you are on with Greg, Amy.
Hi, Reverend Kehn. How are you?
Oh, I wanted to say one more thing, please. Everybody, keep your eye on the chat box at the bottom of your screen. The YouTubers can't see it, but in the chat box, I'll be telling you who's up next and what the order of things are. Go ahead, Amy. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. So last time, Reverend, we talked about my career a little bit and a relationship. Career, can we fine tune that, because the new career has not happened yet, and this whole eclipse is hitting my 10th house, which is my career. And I'm, yeah. So if we could just talk about career and what you see, that would be really amazing. That's the first priority.
Well, the first thing around career, dear, I do feel you're going to make changes. I don't quite understand this. Rick may be able to pick up on this one. I feel there's a delay somehow in your chart of what's going on. And whatever it is, it's like puts things off on timing more so than you may think. It's like you're looking at the timing, but I feel the timing may be a little bit longer than you're thinking. And I feel if you were looking at the idea of saying, well, here's when it should happen, don't be surprised it takes a little bit longer.
Hey,
But it's a
Greg,
good
I'm going to
energy.
interrupt you for a second. You're exactly right. And I've been thinking about this too with Amy. I've been looking at her chart. There's something unusual going on that's delaying things. I'll get back to it, but I think you're exactly right on track. This is no fault of hers either.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
that's good to know.
it has nothing to do with you, dear. I just see the timing of it being delayed. And I feel that what is there as a message is still there as very, very much what's going to happen. But it's the idea of it being delayed now. And I'm not sure how that works. I'm sure Rick does. But I felt the energy change coming. And it'll just be something, it'll be a little surprise that it's like everything breaks loose and happens at once when it happens. It's not going to be a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's going to be boom, 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 and line up. Also, you've been going through a transition recently. You found yourself surprised by a relationship energy not working that you thought would have worked or in the past had worked.
Yes. Yeah. And
Because I
so
saw you.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Go
I was
ahead.
just going to say yes. And we had talked in between, and there was a relationship energy that you had talked about in January for me that was coming.
Yes.
There was somebody briefly, and he played victim, let's put it that way. And I wasn't going to attach myself to that. Didn't want to take care of some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I said no. So I'm wondering, is there a delay with my real relationship that you saw that was so beautiful when we talked last in January when you were on here, or December, whenever it was?
Exactly. But remember something, you're now learning the lesson you were here to learn. One of them, I think we have many, but the one lesson you were here to learn was not accept less than what you know was really right.
Yep.
And you caught on quickly and you ended it and you moved on.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're
Yeah, that's
welcome,
really
dear.
good.
God bless.
That's a big deal in astrology. When you do that stuff, I can't express to you how big a deal that is. That's like a plug that comes out of the tub and the water goes rushing. That's it. When you let go, how many times you've been around friends and they're trying to break up with somebody and they're going, I'm gonna hang on. And the other guy's saying, I'm gonna hang on. Then they say, I'm gonna hang on. And you're pulling your teeth out, your hair out, and they just keep hanging on. It's very normal. But boy, when they do, it gushes forward. Thank you very much, Amy. Becky, where are you, Doc? I'm trying to find you on the screen. Okay, unmute yourself, please, and you will be on with Greg. Go ahead.
Hello,
Hi there. Hi.
I'm
Go ahead.
sort of
Go ahead with your question.
okay. I'm retooling for just retired, or that word doesn't seem to suit me though, but trying to keep an open mind to see what project or direction might be next to apply myself to.
Well, let me put it real simply. You're a go-getter, you're a worker, you won't let go of anything. You're like a bulldog with a bone. When you get a hold of it, I won't let go. True?
True.
And I feel an energy there that I want to say, consider the time you have a vacation and take it as a vacation for a bit, because your mind is already working on how much can I do and what way can I do it and how soon can I do it. And I want to say a need for you to just shut it down and say, I need a vacation. And I feel in the midst of that vacation, the calmness there and the peacefulness there is going to turn a page in your life to say, now what I would like to do, where in the old pattern of thinking, you already have preconceived thought of how you're going to do things. I
Sure.
want to say, set that aside and take the vacation mentally and emotionally, and being able now to look at a new way of viewing it, because I see doors opening wide open for you that I think you're going to surprise yourself with what you're going to end up doing. But
Cool.
boy, is that going to be fun. I see you having one heck of a good time and enjoying it. And you're getting very fed up with people's choice of ignorance.
Yes.
Not just ignorance, but choice of ignorance.
Mhm.
And I feel like you've reached a point recently where on some levels, you're wanting just to tell somebody, forget it, don't bother me, don't talk to me, don't tell me anything.
Yes.
God bless them somewhere else.
Yes.
That's
God
John
bless
Greg's
them.
one. I wanted to mention to
Somewhere
people, it's
else.
interesting. Interesting. Becky's the Pisces and Greg is the Capricorn, but Becky's got a really strong Saturn and Greg's got real strong Pisces. So they're kind of reversed. And that's exactly what he's saying to you, which is activate that God's gift that you're given. Pisces are given the greatest gift in the world, the gift of faith and belief. And what Greg's saying is chill, let it go. You don't need to pre-plan all this. And when you get there, you're going to be flowing downstream real nicely.
Sounds great.
If I may
Also,
speak, Greg.
yeah, that's fine, Rick. No problem. Have you had a clock stop working in your home?
I can't think, but everything's a mess right now, so it could be.
Mercury retrograde.
Well, I kept feeling an energy with you of a woman standing, pointing at the clock, and she said, the clock stopped.
The clock stopped.
Don't be surprised if you look around your home and you find a clock that's not working anymore. I don't
Okay.
know if it's plugged in. I don't know if it's a battery, but I just see a clock not working. And I feel an energy with you that when you think about age, I want to say you don't think about age in a conventional manner. You think about where have I invested my time, energy, love, and emotions. You don't think about age as a number. You think about where you have invested your time, energy, love, and emotion. And you've invested a lot at different times, and you've become very picky about where you're investing.
Hmm. Well, they say time is a human invention, right?
Does that make
Mhm.
sense, Becky?
I'll listen again and see. My mind is a little scrambled.
Really don't worry about being scrambled there. I feel you're in a transition in life. It's
Transition.
moving from one plateau to another plateau, and the plateau is higher, better, and you're going to be more plugged in than you ever have been.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank
God
you,
bless
Becky.
you.
I want to announce to people something here. What I'm finding across the board, I want to see how Greg feels. What I'm finding across the board, planet-wide, is amazing. And what I'm seeing is, at a deep level inside of the collective, people are realizing that they didn't have to take
Sorry.
people are realizing that they did not have to take this lifetime with so many plans about I'm going to do this, I'm going to fix this, I'm going to fix that, I'm not going to be this way anymore, I'm not going to do that anymore. That's happening to the collective. We're realizing it's a bunch of silly stuff that was erroneous because we were programmed to think that way. And what it's being replaced with is we're all okay the way we are. We're all just okay. And a lot of us are having a hell of a time shifting that because it's been around for so long. So I'll let that go. What are your thoughts, Greg?
I think that's happening a lot because when we went through the COVID thing, which to
Yeah,
me is basically over with,
yeah,
it's the idea now of people regrouping on the idea of what's really truly important and getting back to where we're not creating these crazy importance on things that are just ridiculous. And to get back to really basic level of loving and caring and sharing and being there with and for each other. And that's such an important factor. And I see different, like say, sports venues opening, and they're going, how many people we can seat? Well, you know, Rick, what you said about Trump and a few things around that, I find that there's so many people out there that function in a narcissistic manner, and that's how they're going to be, and that's the way the world's going to be in their world. There is no other world besides their world. And we're learning to step back and realize we can have our own world and have the harmony and the calmness that we're really meant to have. And we're getting back to those basics of realizing how important that really is.
yeah, I think you're exactly right. And we're just so used to giving ourselves such a hard time. And I'd like to see anybody raise their hand where you gave yourself a hard time and it benefited you. Because I don't know anybody. Anyhow, let's move on. Miss Linda P., you're up with Greg. Go ahead.
Hi, Greg. Thanks for doing this.
Hey, you're
I
welcome.
appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
I'm, essentially in the same sort of place that you and Rick just described. But what my only question is there anybody around me, and what do they have to say?
Well, I feel two people around you on the spirit side there, and I want to say one of them's a female. I feel when she passed, she knew she was leaving. I'll put it this way. She fought the idea of leaving, but nearing the end, she reached the acceptance of her leaving because she didn't want to be here in any lingering form where others had to take care of
I
her.
absolutely know who that is. I
And she's with
100% know
you.
who that is.
She's with you, loves you, watches over things. And she said to me, you have started to quietly check people off your list of friendships and people that are around you, because you're now looking at it and saying, if it's not going to be positive and a shared energy, I don't need the energy.
Exactly.
And you also have been finding recently your tolerance for people has actually gotten quite thin.
That would be true.
And would you recognize you've caught yourself now, you're very polite about this, but you've caught yourself now wanting to say things you're really thinking, and yet you've reserved yourself to not really do that at times. I think it's slipped a few times, but I mean, it's nothing drastic. But I feel like you've reached that point emotionally where certainly I'd term it enough is enough. And I'm going to have harmony. And if I'm not going to have harmony, I'm not going to have the connection. And that's actually working good for you. Now, your left knee or leg bothered you recently?
Yes.
Because I get pain in that part of my body as we're talking, and I feel like you've had that happen and bother you. I also feel with you now, I'm no doctor and I can't prescribe, but I have a feeling here of something to do with the knee. And I feel there was a time you damaged your knee by twisting it, wrenching it around somehow.
Well, I essentially don't have knees. I have, you know what I mean? They're very damaged, both of them.
Well, I get the feeling of pain in the joint itself, and I feel like that's been affecting you for a long time.
Yes.
And you've kept going no matter what. But I feel the need here to consider the idea of you may look at the thought of surgery, but I feel good about it. I feel it'll work wonderfully, and certainly look at the chart to make sure what the energies are for you. But I get the feeling here of that being done and you'd feel so much better, you'd want to run races.
I was just saying today, I wish I could run again.
Yes. And
Yeah.
that's what they were symbolizing for you was running. And I feel the energy around that I don't want to hesitate, because I heard someone in spirit say, you've already waited a long time and you've put it off and put it off and put it off. And it's time to get you in order so you can function really well, because you have all the ability in the world to function really well.
I've always enjoyed working in sync with Greg. We just had it for a long time. And I want to add something right at this moment. When you hear about people's knees, and when you hear about people with Capricorn issues, the knees are ruled by Capricorn. It's the number one part of the body that is ruled by Capricorn. And all I got to say is something very simple. What Capricorn problems are when you're trying too hard to make sure. You're trying so hard to make sure this job works, this diet works, this meal works, this relationship works. You're just trying so hard to make sure. And what happens with that is you're leaving no room at all for flow. You're leaving no room at all. It shows no trust at all in spirit. And that's what Greg's all about. Let it go, let it flow, you'll be all right. Now, can you map out this knee pain to a time in your life where you were over fretting something about trying to control it?
I got 70 years of that. I mean, that's...
No, but you've been different the last 10 years. You've been very different.
I mean, the knees, I would say 12 or 13 years ago, it got to the point where I couldn't run.
Mm-hmm.
That would be about right. 12 or 13 years
But
ago.
does that parallel a time when you stop trying to control things?
I would say yes.
I've seen it in you. You're definitely much more laid back. That's good.
And, and I just started back to yoga, so maybe that kind of flowing will help too. So.
Very, very good. Yes.
So that was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. I was very glad that was my aunt that came through. So
Well, she's with you. She's with you and helping you. And there's a gentleman that comes in that when he passed, he had a difficult time with his hand and his fingers. Somehow, I don't know if it was a stroke condition or damage to his hand, but it didn't work very well.
I got to think about who that is.
Keep that in mind, because I see him with you, and he kept putting his hand on your shoulder, and he said, you're beginning to allow yourself to enjoy your life and not worry about everybody else's as much as you used to.
That's a good thing. I'm glad that's a positive.
Linda, thank you very much. We're going to move on. Thank you, Greg. We're moving on now to
Mhm.
Mary. Mary T. You will need to unmute yourself, Mary. Once you're unmuted, you'll be on with Greg, and you'll be on all over the world. As soon as you get
Hey,
unmuted,
Mary.
there
Hey.
you go. You're on with Greg.
Hi, Greg. Thank you.
Hi, Mary.
Thanks for doing this. I did come to see you in Lilydale a couple summers ago. Of course, I guess
Uh-huh.
coming last summer. But you were right on with a number of things. And I was just
Good.
wondering if the experience I had at the cemetery a couple weeks ago was what
Yeah.
I was.
Go ahead and explain it.
Well, my husband died many, many years ago. And every time I go to the cemetery, I have a terrible time finding his grave. I shouldn't. I get really upset with it. But the whole time I'm there, I'm going, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? It's a cemetery where there aren't headstones. Everything's flat. And so I did finally find him, and I put the flowers on the grave and got back in the car afterwards, and I hadn't had the radio on when I drove up, but the radio came on as I turned on the engine, and it was the last refrain of Simon and Garfunkel's Only Living Boy in New York. And the last refrain, the last sentence is, here I am. I am.
Well, I find it interesting because what I'm feeling there was this. Normally, when you go to the cemetery and you can't find the gravesite, I really feel with him, number one, he's not there. He's already with you. And he wants you to know at home that before you left to go to the gravesite, didn't you have something fall over or tip over that was concerning the flowers?
Probably.
Because he said to me, he said he wants you to know that he's with you, and that going to the gravesite, if you feel the need to, is fine. But he wants you to know he's with you all the time at home too.
Yeah. Thank you.
And do you have at home, you have a shirt or upper garment that he had worn, and you still have that?
No, I don't. I don't have, he's been gone almost 20 years.
Well, I see this. He shows me a plaid shirt.
Oh, it's a plaid jacket.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, a rain slicker.
bingo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he showed me this plaid, and he said to me about you having it.
About my having it.
Yeah, that you have it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I do. Come to think of it.
Because he wants you to know that he's with you. And he said, I wanted you to know that I know you have it. I wanted you to know I love you and I care, and I'm still there for you. And he said, I'm so glad you're not mad at me anymore for leaving.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Because
Bingo.
he told me he caught hell over that for a long time.
Oh, he did. It was very, very sudden, and he had lots of warnings about changing his lifestyle. Oh my God.
Well,
Yeah, I have forgiven him for that.
well, he realizes now, and he's thankful that you have.
Okay,
Oh.
Mary, thank you very much. Thank you,
Thank-
Craig. We're
You're
going to move
welcome.
on to Karen G. Karen, you're on with Greg.
Hi, Greg. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
So I'm in the middle of so many of us, a transition from a very intense professional career to retirement. And my intense professional career did not give me or I did not take the opportunity to develop personal relationships that I should have. But now I'm seeing the opportunity to do that. And I wonder what you see about my opportunities in the personal relationship side of things.
Well, actually, I feel very good about it because I feel now you're setting your, let's say, goal or thought on the idea of having that open up, which I feel it will. But I feel like you had a period of time where the door was locked and you weren't letting anybody in. And I feel now you're beginning to look at it and say, boy, I missed a lot along the way there. And now I see you really getting a handle on the idea of opening the door and allow yourself to have a relationship in the future that I know is going to be good because you're very picky and you're very powerfully minded. And when you make up your mind, it's called get out of the way. And I feel an energy here of you having someone step into your life that I feel you're going to meet by accident. It's not going to be a circumstance of anything planned. This is just going to be a circumstance of meeting them. And I see a spark of energy where both of you will feel it and both of you will take the time. And I see it building a friendship first. And then I see it really stepping in more as a relationship. But I want to relax and let it happen. And I feel really good about it. And remember something, I heard a lady in spirit say to me, you're never too old to do that. Because sometimes you've been looking at age and thinking, my God, I'm that old already. It's like
So
that much time went by so quickly.
So is it possible that there might be somebody from my past who might be knocking on the door?
I feel a duality here of this. I feel someone from your past, and I feel this could be a relationship or a friendship, either way. And I feel the other energy I felt coming in seems to be new, and you have not known them, and at this time don't know them. But I feel like there's going to be both at your door as to where am I drawn? Which way am I drawn?
Okay. Interesting.
One on each arm, Karen.
Gosh, after all these years, Rick.
I want you
Good.
all to know that when you send me text messages, I usually can't read them on the air, but I do read them when the show is over. And I've been looking for you to answer your question that you sent me a couple weeks ago. And I'm sure Greg can answer this too. You had asked me to explain the difference between opening your heart to somebody versus opening your heart to God. And my answer to you, I've been waiting to answer it, and I want to see what Greg says. My answer to you is there's no difference.
I agree. There's no difference. Love is love, trust is trust, and a faith in knowing that you're already loved and already cared about, and that your love then reflects back to everyone else too.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. Thank you very much.
Okay, hold on one moment. Thank you, Greg.
Yep.
Okay, next on our list, live from Pittsburgh. Oh, where did I go here? Oh. Here we go. Next on our list is Carol S. You are up and you are on with Greg. Good.
Hi, Rick. Hi, Greg.
Hi.
I'm used to being at Lilydale and having the mediums come to me without a question. I'm not used to asking a question. And so I'm struggling with that. And I don't know if I could ask about the health of my sister. That I care about a lot. she's struggling, and I just wonder if you see anything.
How old is your sister?
She's just turned 70.
I see her as quite a stubborn lady, and I feel there's things she did not take care of that are now at a point where she has to take care of. And in some ways, she was embarrassed by symptoms that she had that she basically didn't want to face.
Very
That
true.
makes sense?
It does. Yeah, it does.
And I see her now at a point where I feel there's a way she can get through this and actually come out of the other side of it and be better. But she's really got to get serious and take it seriously and really do things that she not normally would do, which means go get and ask for the help. And I feel the energy there to stop fibbing about the idea that I'm okay.
Mhm.
Because I see her wanting to let on she's okay. And I want to say she's far from being okay.
Definitely.
And I feel there can be things that would amazingly help her, but she's really got to get serious here.
Yeah.
And with you there, I kept seeing you stepping back, and I want to say people around you, you always have had a gut feel with that it's like I like them or I don't, I trust them or I don't, and it's automatic. But I feel recently you've been finding yourself cutting some people off where it's like, I'm done. I'm just plain done.
Mhm.
I feel it's good that you're doing it. That has motivated you to do it. I feel your energy is right there in the right way for that to happen. And I'm seeing you remember when we make room by removing the negativity, we're making room for the positivity
Oh,
too.
yeah. Yep.
And when you recognize that there's a few things around you that you've actually put up with for a long time, you know, it's about time they went in the dumpster, dear. Get it out of the way.
Before it's too late, right?
Well, it isn't the idea of being too late. It's like I look at lessons very simply. If we have a light bulb go on and we got the lesson and we turned the light on and it really worked, all right, we move on. But if we want to rerun a lesson or have a lesson last for a long time, oh my God, can we do that right? And we're needing to look at it and realize it's just our perception of it that either ends the lesson or we continue the lesson because our perception is not always what we need for it to be.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
And you're making changes in your own life now where you're realizing, and I'll put it in this term, I feel you step back from a work level. That makes sense?
Yeah, I think maybe on the verge.
Well, I'll put it this way. Internally, I see you already done with it.
Uh-oh, my boss is on this screen, so let's not go too far with that.
Well, I feel that you're at a point of bringing balance to where you know you want to be and need to be, and that you're going to have the harmony, whether it's in your private life, work life, family life. I see you having the harmony and not accepting less.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
God bless you, dear.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Carol. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you both.
Moving on to Miss Emma. You are with Greg. Go ahead.
Hi, Greg. I'm Carol's daughter. I don't know if you could pick that up, but I'm of course in a transition as well, a number of transitions, and what's been on my mind, I think the most is more about a personal relationship and maybe what you see in the future, starting a new romantic relationship.
I see a new romantic relationship working for you, but there's a past one here that wants to come back and hang on.
Uh-oh.
And I want to say, you do not need the problems. And
Yes.
I want to say, you know, there's a part of you that can be very sweet and very polite and very nice and put up with, excuse me, bullshit you shouldn't. And I feel you're at a point in your life now where I know I really need to move forward and not accept less. And I feel like you're doing that, but there's a part of you that every once in a while goes, oh my God, I feel almost guilty. And why should you feel guilty for having harmony, happiness, healing in a relationship in your life? And that you're also looking at the relationship that I believe you're speaking of now in a sense of the future energy. And you're looking at it and going, are they really for real? Because you've had some people send you energy that it sounded perfect, looked perfect, sounded great, and then you figured out they never lived up to what they presented.
So
Make
true.
sense?
Definitely.
And now I see you looking at it and going, if they're not going to live up to what they're presenting, they're gone. And I see it as something that, not that you're being abrupt or you're being, you know, too uptight over things. It isn't that at all. I just see you looking at your life now and going, I don't have room in my life and time in my life for a bunch of garbage.
Thank
And
you.
I'm moving forward.
Mhm.
And also, you recently had a difficulty with your automobile, and there's something to do with a tie
He
rod
always
end
ends with the
or
car. Always
front,
ends with the car.
something to do with the car and wheel area.
It's always, I always have the notification that its tire pressure's low. It never fixed. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I see rims on your car, and I feel the one tire is leaking around the rim. It's
Uh-huh.
not a flat tire like a regular just go flat, but I mean, it's leaking around the rim. And I felt the energy there that it has constantly done that. And you've gotten so used to it, you've begun to ignore it.
Yes.
And before you actually have a flat, let's get it fixed.
That's great advice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, dear. God
When
bless.
Greg ends with car stuff, it's always right. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Emma. Next is Leslie, and you are on with Greg.
Hi, Greg. I want
Hey.
to say how wonderful it is at Lilydale. I was there 2 years ago. I saw you. It was an enlightening, peaceful experience to be there for a few days. And I
Good.
even discovered that I went with an old high school friend that we had reconnected recently. And we found a medium there who grew up on my street. And we graduated with her sister and her cousin. So there are no, random occurrences in life. So it was very nice.
Wonderful. I'm glad that occurred for you. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was great. There are two things I always want to know if there are messages from spirit, from someone close to me. And then I have a specific question, but I'm wondering if maybe spirit will give a message and I won't have to ask them.
Specific first.
Right, specific first. An old friend from 40 years ago who I had a metaphysical relationship, a connection with, so much so that years after I saw him, I thought of him and tried to reach him, but didn't leave a message when I called. And the same night he was on the road, and this is before cell phones, he pulled off to a friend's house and called me. So we reached out to each other on the same day.
Wow.
It was amazing. Well, recently, a couple of weeks ago, I had this overwhelming feeling that he was thinking of me and maybe looking for me. And it was so much that I dug out old photos of his and I spent that time, that 2 weeks, I was literally agitated by it. And I spent that time online trying to find him or his brother, who I also knew. I could find no trace of him. And I'm just wondering what that meant. What is that? And what's going to occur with that, if anything?
Well, the energy I'm feeling, dear, is I feel he had some very deep thoughts about you and that he wanted to communicate. And I feel the energy you were picking up on was very in-depth energy, because I'll put it this way, and I'll just put it simply and say, you know, when you pick up on things and when you're on,
Yeah.
and it's strong and it's not a question and there's no debate, you got it. Well,
It was
I feel with
overwhelming.
him that he's reaching out to you and still is. And very honestly, you worried about him passing over.
I did. I did.
And I felt an energy with him that he wanted to reach you, and mentally he reached out to you, communicated with you in a loving, supportive manner. And you're going to hear from him in a dream, and he's going to come to you in a dream and communicate with you.
I have actually had, during that period, that week or 10 days, I had 2 or 3 dreams about him.
Well, he's with you, and he's telling me he'll come through again, and he'll reach you in a dream.
Do you think he's passed over?
That's very strongly the energy I'm feeling there.
Okay.
And you felt
then-
that too.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's just so unusual. I
Mhm.
wasn't sure. I kind of thought he might have gone. I met him at the ocean, and I
Mhm.
was wondering if he was there, maybe going through to places that we used to go together, and he was thinking of me, trying to find me.
Mhm.
Um,
How
so I
old
don't
is he now?
He'd be about
How
my
old
age.
is he now? And how old is that?
Too old. It is probably mid-60s.
Well, the reason I bring it up, I see him looking at birthdays, and there was a birthday shared with you at one time.
And I don't know when his birthday was, and I actually don't know his exact age either.
Mm-hmm. Well, he showed me a birthday, and I see him with you and they're very happy. And I feel the energy. He's coming to you in a dream to communicate with you more. And I don't know beyond that what it is, but I know he will.
Okay.
All right.
And then my only other question is if there's any message from spirit from anyone that's passed on.
I see a name of Francis. And when I heard Francis, I see them around you as a guide, and they're wanting you to be calm because you sometimes push and pull on your mediumship. There's times you become very open to it and you really allow it to occur. And then there's times you really resist it. It's like, I don't know if I want to know. And then I want to know.
It's very true.
She's very good, by the way.
And I feel your ability is wonderful. I just feel the energy with you of allowing yourself to step beyond that little limitation that we have, that's doubt or questioning maybe the outcome isn't what we'd want to know or see. And I want to say, let's let the outcome fall as it may and just trust what you're feeling, because I feel you pick up excellent and you're needing to trust it and let it happen.
Yeah, I do pick up. Sometimes even in public, I feel like someone's talking to me, which makes me sound a little crazy, but.
Well, I've had to happen a lot. I've just learned not to say things out loud.
Yeah. I had an experience 40 years ago, again, in a restaurant, Charleston, South Carolina. And I'm going to make this story short. I heard a woman singing in the corner, and I was with my husband, my daughter, who was young at the time. And the woman approached the table and she got louder and louder. And I kept saying to my husband, "Where is she? Can't you hear that?" And he couldn't hear it. And she came all the way up to right to my table. And I knew she was right there. It was only one voice.
Wow.
And then
Mhm.
she said to me was, "That's all, we have to go now." But she said "we," and then she disappeared.
Mhm.
It was like sucked down the stairs and was gone. And I always wondered if that was my guide.
I feel that's a guide there, and I feel that they were given the opportunity to connect and communicate with you to help you understand and believe what you now understand and believe.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Leslie.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg. Thank you very much. And we're going to move on to keep the ball rolling to Colleen, who should be ready. She's with Greg right now.
Hi, Greg.
Hi, Colleen.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Good to see you again. I've seen him for 30 years. So I remember when you lived in Girard.
Yeah, I lived in Girard and long time, 20 years there, and yep. So where do you live?
In Pittsburgh, not far from Rick.
Oh, okay.
So oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, all the energy over the years of being in Girard and then making the move to Florida and then back up here to New York State. I'm a resident of New York State, but we should be residents in Florida here shortly. There's going to be changes we'll make, and we'll be here in the summer and enjoy it. But I read for people over
I like
Zoom.
Lilydale too. I've seen you at Lilydale too.
Yeah.
On Cottage Road. That's good. Well, so my first question is always about my son. And so there was a bad divorce and he wants to go with the father and he wasn't doing well. And now we're just completely estranged.
I really feel an energy with him that it's going to take an emotional earthquake for him to wake up and figure out that the father is a narcissistic individual that knows how to manipulate, and he's really very good at it. And I felt the energy there with your son. You know, sad to say, dear, he has a big part of you, but he has a big part of dad too. And I see him feeling
that I planted. I hope that some of that sprouts someday.
Well, what I was just going to say was you've already planted the seeds of wisdom, guidance, and love there. I see him hanging on to what the earth plane can bring him in a conscious world level, and that's what dad does. And on a spiritual level, I see that awakening a little bit later, and then he's going to wake up and figure out what he really lost by being connected just on the conscious physical world level. That's messing him up. And he hasn't realized it's messing him up, and he hasn't realized he needs to change it. And I want to say, God bless him. He'll figure it out. But I would say with you, do not be the person that throws the door open for him when he tries to communicate. I would keep the door shut, and I would let him be a person that has to show you the communication that's not based on selfishness or manipulation, that's based on loving and caring. Because I see him acting like dad in many ways, it's sad to say.
Yeah, he never was that way, but he's been living it, so he's been learning it.
Well, he's learning it, but he also looks at the instant gratification of dad can manipulate and get what he wants, so I'm going to manipulate and get what I want.
Right.
And I feel he has quite a battle going on internally between what he on a conscious level knows dad can do and he can do, or am I going to go along with what mom has taught me and planted seeds of wisdom, guidance, and love there? And I see him torn with that. And right now, he's going with the physical world.
Oh, he is. He's getting trucks and cars and, and I can't provide that.
Yeah.
Well, so I don't try to reach out to him because I know it's a dead end, but I just want to make sure really that he's guided and okay. I pray for him constantly.
He's perfectly okay, but I feel the energy with him. I see him one day waking up and realizing there's a huge gap in his life that is a spiritual gap that is connected to you in many ways, and that he hasn't really considered that important. And I feel there's going to be a day the light bulb goes on, and it's going to be incredibly important.
Hopefully that's soon, but yeah, if it isn't, he has some growing up to do. He's an older teen, young adult. Well, the other thing that in taking care of myself and all of this is I've been temping for like 7-8 months, and everybody just wants a temp. They don't want to give you a real full-time job with benefits. Everything's part-time and temporary. So I need full-time real job.
I see things lining up. Now, I don't know what you want to call midsummer, but I get a feeling of midsummer of doors opening for you that are going to be a job level that I think will be very steady and very solid. And I feel it's a permanency of feeling that I'm really working and I don't have to worry about being laid off or, doing part-time.
All right, okay, that's good.
I feel full-time and working, be fine.
Usually the good jobs find me. It's the ones I try too hard for that just aren't the ones that are working out. My best jobs have found me and worked out really good. All right, and then the one last thing is a lot of betrayal in my life with this divorce and my own family and even friends. So I'm a Scorpio, so that's hard for someone like me to handle. But I just have learned to I don't trust anybody now at first.
Well, let's put it this way. I don't feel it's a case of not trusting anybody. I feel it's a case of writing some people off that deserves you writing them off. and you're going to be done with it.
I have
And whatever they want to
eliminated,
do,
I've eliminated a lot of people,
have at it.
and that's work. Okay, so that's good. Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome, dear. God
Colleen.
bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's move right along. Follow your list in the chat box. You'll know when you are. Next is Deborah, then Shelley. Deborah, you're on with Greg.
Hello, you can hear me okay?
Hi, Deborah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Hi, Reverend Greg. And Rick, thank you for the information about the knees. I never knew about that. Thank you so much. Yes, Reverend Greg, I wanted to find out anything about expansion with career and with healing energies.
I feel the healing energy first. I feel very strong with that. I see you advancing that, and it's going to work really well for you to allow it to happen. And I refer to it as allowing it to happen because it's not a situation of you being able to force it to occur. It's you just in a very sincere way, allow yourself to relax and be open to what you're feeling, and let's trust it and go with it and not feel the need to debate. Just go with it in a trusting manner. And that's going to work well. The other energy would be you're debating a lot of things on a work level, money level, security level as to exactly where you want to be with things. And I get things opening up to you that it's a stepping stone. Would you understand you were for a while there working and you feel like I'm there, but I don't want to be there?
One particular place, but everywhere where I am now, I feel really, really good about it. It's more about like a condition, like a conditional thing.
Well, I'll put it simply. I see a new opportunity coming up, and I want to say within a 3 months time span, and I see another opportunity to add another job, but I feel I'm eliminating one and I'm going with a new one, and I feel that's going to be wonderful, and I could see it ended up being a full-time, long-time commitment of doing it, and you'd be fine.
Okay, yeah, I've been feeling that for a while, but I'm wanting to be able to keep some of what I have because I've made an established relationships and helping and that, but I see things that are that are going to probably eventually, end on its own and that, but I've been putting into my manifestation what you just said, so I just really wanted to get like some feedback on that. So
well, I see it working well for you, and I see you being more at peace with the outcome, and I felt very peaceful with that. Now, where do you live?
and I live north of Pittsburgh.
All right. Would anything mean anything to you about Zelia and Opal?
Yes, yeah.
Because I hear the name Zelia Opal. Now, that's a place?
Yeah, that's further north of where I live.
Okay. Now, would it make any sense at all to look at that in that direction of a consideration of a new job, an additional job?
I think there would be like a conflict of interest there. I'm not like, I mean, because my other place where I've been working has been very, very close to there. So I don't know. Maybe there might be a person there or connection there. Or
Well,
I don't know that
I will put it simply, dear. There's a connection to that area. I heard the name. I feel there's going to be a connection at a later time will be very meaningful.
Okay.
And it's a very positive thing.
Wonderful.
And I don't see any condition of conflict. This has nothing to do with conflict.
Oh, wonderful. That's great to know. Yes, yes. And I just wanted to find out if there was anything for anybody that has passed that can maybe direct me or guide me with my mother.
I feel your mother can be a handful, and I feel the energy around your mother emotionally. Would you understand she's having a difficult time balancing herself?
Yes, absolutely.
Because I get this really crazy energy at times in a sense of balance, and she's having a hard time keeping balance. And I feel the energy with you that you're learning to love her where, when, and how you can without feeling that you have to fix everything and you have to change everything, because normally you would. And now I see you stepping back enough from it that I'm not going to get drawn in to the drama. I love her where, when, and how I can, and I can't do all the drama.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good place to be.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
That's the way to do it, dear.
it's wonderful. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome, hon. God
Thank you,
bless.
Deborah.
Thank you.
You're on now with Shelley. Shelley, you're up with Greg. Go ahead.
Hi, Reverend Greg. Thank you so much
Hi.
for taking this time. Could you kindly give me some insight and understanding regarding my health?
I see two things around health. I want to go back a ways with one of them. I feel you had symptomatic things occur a while ago, and it wasn't really solved then. And I feel now you're more aware of it, and you know what you need to do to take care of it. Where for a while, it would have been a circumstance you really weren't sure. That makes sense?
Yes. Yes.
And I see a balance coming now of you really getting to the point of taking care of yourself. And I see a big improvement, and I see you doing a lot better emotionally. And I feel this can all be taken care of. I mean, yes, it's serious, but I mean, I really feel it can be taken care of. And it doesn't have to be anything disastrous for you, even though at moments you have that fear.
Thank you.
Good feeling. There's a lady in spirit with you that passed away that I felt when she died, she had been sick, but everybody was shocked and surprised at her passing when she did, because she in the end went very quickly.
Yes.
Because
Yes,
I
my
see her
mother.
with you, and I see the love there and the bond there that she watches over you. And she said to me, honey, you're not on the list. Don't worry about it.
Oh, it's my mom, so thank you. That's a beautiful thing to hear.
Well, she's with you. Also, you have a quilt or a blanket that used to be your mom's?
No.
I see a bed and I see a blanket over it. Now, I don't know if I'm talking quilt or blanket. I don't know the difference here, but it was over the bed. And I want to go back to one that was hand stitched. And I feel this is something she was showing me a flash of, but you were laying in that bed when you were a child.
Interesting. I don't have, I've got a lot of things of hers, but I don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
she crocheted and knitted and did all that, but I don't have a blanket of hers.
well, she's showing me you being a child, and you had been tucked in by these blankets that you had on the bed. And this is going back years ago. And she said to me, she said, we have you where you need to be. You just need to be conscious of taking care of yourself now, because they're already working on you with healing.
Beautiful. Thank you.
You're
Beautiful.
welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome, dear. God
Thank
bless
you,
you.
Shelley. Shelley, he told me 40 years ago to go home and look underneath my day bed, which I slept on, that there was a bad plug. I said, Greg, there's no plug. I said, there's no plug there. I said, go check it. I said, there's no plug there. And I got home and there was an extension connected to another extension and both ends are black. So go check for the blanket.
I shall, and my sister may have it, so I will.
There you go. Thank you. Okay, moving on to Ray. You should be ready to go with Reverend Greg.
Hello, Reverend. Thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you, Rick, for having us.
You're welcome.
Hi.
Hello. So I'm not exactly sure where to start. Health or house? Because last Friday,
I feel energy. Go ahead.
Oh, well, last Friday I went in to see the doctor and he immediately sent me to the emergency room.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
was not, my blood pressure or my heart rate was like 140 beats per minute. But after running a lot of tests, my blood work came back good. I didn't have a heart attack. But obviously that's a source of concern.
I really feel with you there, there's emotionally a lot going on around you that some of it affects you more directly. But I also see some things here that you have to consciously recognize are not yours, and they don't need to be your worry, and they don't need to be a circumstance you feel the need to take care of. You just really need to be able to step back from it and not feel like you have to take it all on. And also, I feel the blood pressure. What other medication are you taking? Because I feel like you have something with a side effect going on.
Losartan. And it's the
I
lowest.
said,
Oh,
what medication are you taking that one of the side effects would be your heart rate or blood pressure would be up?
apart from the high blood pressure medication, I'm not on anything else.
Okay.
But
Well, I feel that you have some medication that has some side effects that at times has thrown you off. And instead of it doing what it's supposed to do, you know, as a doctor would say, take this, it lowers the blood pressure. I have a feeling here there's times it's working and there's times it's not. And I feel a part of that is the stress you get under, and you can wind yourself up whether you have the medication or not.
okay, yeah, true.
And I see you
unless
learning to let
unless it's
go of
alcohol.
things.
Yeah.
Well, that certainly is not helping the matter.
Yeah.
But I see you
Stop
being able to
that.
get straightened around here, and I don't feel anything really negative. I think it's going to work out better. But I would say let's be aware of the alcohol and how much alcohol, because I feel there's times that what you could have done when you're in your 20s, I feel now is affecting you differently.
Oh, yeah. Had to switch from wine to beer.
Mm-hmm. I'd check that out as to how much you're actually having. The other energy I felt around you is a gentleman in spirit that when he passed away, I feel with him, he shocked everybody because when he died, he dropped dead.
Yep, that would be my dad. Yep.
Because he's with you. And he said to me, he said, we don't realize how much damage we can do with things that we've done for years. And then we realize that all of a sudden our body's responding to that. And I feel this is what's going on with you. You may have done some things for years and it didn't bother you. And now I feel like your body is letting you know that, hey, we got to change this.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I have some, I don't know. I mean, I went without for quite a while and I don't know. And then how about, what do I have to look forward to?
Actually, I feel a lot of things coming up here that you're going to be looking forward to. I feel very positive energy there. I felt the energy around you of revamping your life a bit on a social level and have some people you'd enjoy. And I felt people that are really good, spiritually minded people that you would enjoy. And I could see it having more to do with other friendships than what you had recently.
Very good, very good. Yeah.
And would you recognize also you have found yourself feeling not angry, but a bit perturbed at people that they can be so self-centered?
Oh, anger too. Yeah.
Because I keep feeling this flash of energy within me, and it's like it really upsets you to see how narcissistic some people function.
Yep. Yes. And part of selling my parents' house will help get rid of some of those people out of my life.
Yes. Well, I see you removing a few people from life, dear, and it's called God bless them somewhere else, preferably further away.
And if I have to be further away, so be it too. I'm happy
God
to
bless 'em.
travel.
God bless them. Good.
Somewhere else. I'm gonna get that bronze.
Exactly.
That's a great
Thank you,
one.
Reverend.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you,
Yep.
Ray.
Yes,
Jow. I
Reverend. Thank
said
you.
your name right. You're on. Try that, Greg. Jow.
Joao.
Wow. I still get
Yes, you got it. You got it.
You're on
Uh,
with Greg. Go ahead.
How you
Rev-
doing?
I'm doing all right, Reverend. How are you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. Got all the
Excellent.
windows open in the house. It's beautiful out. Nice
Yes.
weather. Breeze. This is good.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just sitting out on the balcony, and I now come out here and sit down here and watch the sunset and everything. It's just beautiful. So
Good.
anyway, so I have really taken in what we talked about the last time you were here in December. So I'm still in Canada, and I've been enjoying my time here, just studying and doing what I need to do.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering now if the time for me to perhaps do that move to Europe is coming around now this fall sometime, October, November, because I'm starting to feel like, now COVID things are going to start moving along, and if that's sort of the right timing for it.
Well, I feel two things with you. I know we're going to go through a financial upheaval in the States here, and I know it's going to affect Canada. It's going to affect a good part of the world in some ways. And I feel that you going and making your changes, what I would say is you have something lined up that would be a financial security over there.
It's interesting because someone I know that, I remember you saying that things needed to shift over there in order for me to be better received. So a friend has now changed jobs, and maybe I would be hired by him or through his company or something, just as a way in to the market, let's put it that way. Because I'm actually just, as I'm studying, I ideally I would like to start my own business, my own astrology stuff happening, but that might be still a little bit of
I feel comfortable with that, and it's going to work for you, and I see you building upon that. But I had the feeling of you going in where going towards the latter summer, I could see you really feeling confident with making some big serious changes, and that would be part of the traveling, out of the country you're in. And I could see you spending time over there. But I want to say, what would be a licensure that you're thinking about obtaining?
A licensure?
Yes. What would be some sort of recognition that it ends up being a plaque on the wall that you were accomplished in a certain area?
Well, I'm looking to get, certified in the Hellenistic astrology course that I'm taking, and starting my own tiny little, online business with that.
Well, let's put it this way.
Pardon me?
You're going to do astrology?
Yeah, I've been studying for over a year, and I'm
Very
now
good.
going into Hellenistic astrology. So.
Oh, Hellenistic, wonderful.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I feel very.
Thank you.
I feel very successful with what you're doing, but they were showing me the plaque on the wall that when you're done, I want it framed, and I want to be able to put it on the wall.
I don't know. I'm not big on like signs like that, but maybe we'll see.
Well, let's put it this way. I see having that as something that you're going to have when you're doing the video conferencing with people and doing the readings for them. You got the plaque on the wall that they can see it.
Okay. And is this a good moment to go in the fall, October, November?
Yeah.
I feel going towards the fall is going to work out great.
Yeah.
I just see you hitting things over there where there's an opportunity of work, money, security. I could see you walking into a job. I could see you having your paycheck and security that you need, and then building your own business of astrology over a period of time.
Thank you. Last question. For me to go, I want to rent my apartment here. And my question will I be able to find a trustworthy person who will take care of my home, that's been my home for like 18 years? Because one day maybe I'll come back. I don't know if I'm going forever, if I'm coming back, if I don't know, you know, more will be revealed when the time is right. But I'm not.
I feel the opportunity to rent it, but I have a feeling here that between now and the time of you leaving, I see meeting someone that wants to be right there in the area you're in, and be no question about them wanting to stay there. And I could see it as a circumstance that you would enjoy having someone there you could depend on.
Okay. So it's not the person that I've been speaking with so far.
Unlikely. I think you're going to have somebody else.
Okay. Okay. And
good.
Last little thing. I might have to go back to work at some point between now and before I go, but I'm kind of trying to push that off. Will I be successful in maybe not going back to work and then just going off to Europe straight? Or will I have to make a pit stop?
Well, I see a pit stop, but I also see it as good because I'm seeing you being able to align some things that you could continue having that connection at a later time that would benefit you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you, both of you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. I want to tell everybody the planets are exceptional right now. They're exceptional right now. If you start a question with me, should I? The answer is yeah. Is the pedal's down everywhere. Look around you. The gas pedal is down. Go. You're going to do it? Go. It's really that strong. And these don't happen very often. Okay? Quit thinking about what might happen. Just go and do it. That's what the planets are saying. I'll give you a different answer in 6 months. So good luck to you. Margaret, you're on with the Reverend Gregory Kehn.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. By the way, I need to tell you, I found the jewelry I was looking for, and it was 2 drawers above the linen, which was one of the things. Yeah. So anyway, I guess what I'm trying to find out is where are things, I'm still trying to expand, get out of the isolation, the social isolation. And I think we've talked about my hopes in finding a partner or somebody. And I'm kind of wondering how that's going. And in addition, as I'm trying to sort of reopen my life back out, a lot of that doesn't seem to be, it's not the same. There are people who for health reasons or life reasons or whatever, we're just not able to connect again. And I'm just kind of wondering what's going on.
Well, the energy I'm feeling there is I feel like you're still hanging on emotionally to some events in the past that were very hurtful. And I feel the need for you to just put them in the rearview mirror and let them get really, really, really little. You know, you're moving forward and you're not going to allow yourself to hang on to anything that was already there that was hurtful to you. Those things are over. Move on. Don't hold back from it. And the other energy I kept seeing was you're really going through a time right now of allowing yourself to accept the harmony without the fear that something disharmonious would occur.
Okay.
Because sometimes you get a little fearful that it's like, oh my God, what if I think it's okay and it's not?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I see you shifting that energy more and bringing it to more of a calm level. And I see the changes being good for you. I'm glad you found your jewelry. And I feel an energy here of a lady in spirit that kept saying to me, you know, you're letting go of the old fears you had. Now, mind you, there's some old fears you had that were based on reality that these things definitely occurred in your life.
Mm-hmm.
But you're needing to understand that I'm now putting that in the past and I'm moving forward with my intuitive ability and I'm trusting it with my life. I'm going with what I'm feeling. I am not going to debate this anymore.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think what I'm really having trouble with now is still isolation. It's been so long. And I thought with the weather coming back on and stuff and being able to get out more, that would improve, and it has minimally. but it's
Well, I
getting
see it
pretty hard.
I see it being better yet, even better yet.
Mhm.
And I feel more positive energy with that. And I just see it as a matter of time here for you to connect with some friendships that you could really say, let's go and do this and do that and get together. And I can see it very deliberate on your part of almost a forcefulness of making yourself do it, but it'll work well. It'll work well.
Okay, okay. There was someone who died a week from yesterday unexpectedly. That was one of the people that I was doing, a part of a group that I was doing things with socially. Do you pick up anything from them?
I feel when they passed there that was unexpected.
Yeah.
I really
yeah,
don't feel they expected to pass or that anyone around them expected them to pass. And I see them with you, and I feel they reach out to you in a calm level and said they shocked themselves and everybody else.
Yeah, their partner, they did for sure.
And I seen them reaching out with an amazement of how many people were on the spirit side of life when they got there and who reached out and helped them there.
Mhm.
And that was really pretty amazing what was going on.
Mhm. Okay. All righty.
Good.
Thank you.
God
Thank
bless
you,
you,
Margaret. Thank you, Greg. Greg's a machine. We'll just keep on plugging along here. You're on, Greg, with Claudia.
Hi, Reverend. It's nice to see you again. Last time you were on, you gave me some wonderful guidance that I have been really following and remembering throughout the last 6 months, and it's helped me tremendously.
Good.
It was right on, but I wasn't aware of it as you pointed out. So today, it's two things really. Do you see any expansion around my role in my day job, and then do you see anyone around me in the spirit world?
Well, I feel the day job is going to open up more. I see another level of thought there as to where you really want to be and what you want to be doing, which I think will work well. And I see that coming about. The other energy I felt on a sense of spirit, I see a gentleman in spirit that when he passed away, he told me he went in his sleep. He was laying in bed and he just went away very peacefully.
Wow, I don't know who that is, but I'm because I'm in the moment, I can't think right now, but I will think about possibly my grandfather on my father's side.
Well, I was going to say grandfather energy is what I'm feeling. I didn't know which side of the house, but I mean, I felt grandfather energy, and I felt when he died, he just left. He woke up on the other side.
Yeah.
He said he couldn't believe all the people there when he woke up. And I see him there for you. And he said to me, you have begun to realize you try to pull the family together. And there's a few of them that even if you used a rope and a lasso, you couldn't pull them together because they're going their own direction, doing as they damn well please.
That's funny.
That makes sense?
Yeah, it does. I think it does if I'm thinking, yeah. Okay.
I see you setting something up that is a gathering of family, and it isn't a funeral. This is a party or getting together for a picnic. And I want to say, I want to invite everybody, and whoever shows and enjoy them and have a great time.
Well, that's right up my alley.
I feel really good about it because the energy I feel here is I want to let them know enough ahead of time that it's not a circumstance of saying, well, I'm working that day. You know, I want to say, get it organized on a weekend, and you have the time then that you can set it up. And you also do it in a way that you have people confirm they're coming. All right. It's almost like putting it together like for a wedding in a sense of saying, you know, are you coming or aren't you coming?
Mm-hmm.
And I see being able to draw people together. And I'll put it simply, you have some people that don't exactly get along at times in the family there.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say, put them right beside each other.
Really stir it up.
Because
I love that.
I feel the energy there of putting everybody together, and it's like, let's reach out in a loving manner and share with each other. And you have people on both sides of that you talk to and you share with. But you sometimes felt funny because how can I put them together because they're expecting me to be on their side?
Yes. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
want to say, you're on everybody's side, dear.
I am.
You enjoy all of them. You share with all of them. You're not offending anybody. And let them actually have to deal with reality.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's wonderful. I'd love to do that.
Well, you have a lady in spirit that when she was in the living, she was the rope, the glue, and she was the individual that say what she thought.
Oh gosh, yes, that's my grandmother.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I feel with her, she would tell them where to get off at if she had to.
She was a spitfire of a lady, very highly spirited. I mean, she was just so inspirational to me. That's
well,
fabulous.
She's with you, and she said, honey, you have the guts. Let's go do it.
Oh, you're going to make me cry.
Cry.
Thank you.
Cost you extra, cry.
Thank you, Reverend. I appreciate it.
You're
Thank
welcome,
you,
dear. God bless you.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, thank you very much, Claudia. Erica, you're on, Greg.
Hi, Reverend
Erica.
Greg. Thank you for your generosity.
You're welcome.
My friend tried to see you because she lives in the Villages, but if you're moving down there, then she'll have an opportunity again because something or other happened with another appointment she had, and she had to cancel an appointment with you, and then she couldn't get back in, or something happened. I don't know, or maybe she was having trouble making a decision.
Well,
are you moving there?
Yeah, we have a home there. We're in Lady Lake, Florida, and we've been in the Villages now a couple of years. We've been there a couple of years now, and I read for people there in person, and I read for people over the internet and on the phone. I mean, all over. I talk to people all over the world.
You have a question for Greg? Go ahead.
My question is there any way that you can tell what is going on with some of the cramps and muscles in my left foot especially, but I'm just having funny cramping things like after intense exercise and at night, and I'm just worried that it not be some kind of a condition or something that I have to do something about.
The feeling I have there is I would look at it very carefully on the idea of vitamin mineral content in your body. I feel you're running low on something, and I feel a little bit of a dehydration feeling, and I feel like you have some chemical imbalance there that I want to say your body's lacking.
Okay.
And that's the most vulnerable point, and that's where it's showing up.
Yeah, I haven't had a blood, I haven't had a blood, complete blood test done in a while. I drink a lot of liquid, but then I drink a lot of coffee, and I don't know.
Well,
I run around a lot.
I would check on the vitamin mineral content of the body because I feel like there's something missing there that I want to say, whatever it is, if you were to be in a position of being out in the sun and you were really getting dehydrated, what chemical would be in your body that you need to have in your body so you don't have the cramps besides water?
Well, I have been taking magnesium and calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus, but I've been really bad about catching up with all of my tests, like getting the blood test, getting the annual. I'm like years behind on all that stuff. So,
well, I would go ahead and check that out because the feeling I have there is there's something lacking that can be taken care of easily. I mean, I don't see any big problem here.
Well, that'd be great because it wakes me up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I've got to get up and walk around because it won't uncramp. And so I'm losing sleep over it, which is not healthy.
No.
Thank you
And
so
I
much.
also feel, I also feel too, you have been finding recently that you're working on your body in the sense of exercise, you're doing that. But I want to say we bring the chemical balance back in and have that working correctly. You're going to be amazed how much easier it'll be to do the exercising and things you want to do.
That would be really great. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that because it's
You're
been
welcome.
worrying me. It's like, what's going on? Saturn's been on me recently. Oh my God, you know. Gotta watch out for that Saturn.
It's not Saturn.
I know it's Neptune.
It's Uranus, and Uranus.
Uranus has been right on my sun conjunct.
It is Uranus, which causes muscle spasms below the knee and the ankle. And
it's right on me in the exact degree, and then it's like for quite a while.
It's not exact right now. The way you deal with Uranus is you go do something wild. You do something to express yourself. Get out of your box, do something expressive.
My husband isn't going to like that.
Well, that's his issue. Okay, it's either the husband or the spouse. Thank you very much, Erica. Charlotte, you are up on now. You're now talking with Greg. Go ahead, please.
Hi, thank you so much for doing this. It's nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Even before pandemic, I've been feeling like pretty stagnant in, all areas of life. And I guess just wondering if there are any, transitions coming up that I should kind of be preparing for, or what to expect.
Well, I feel transitions with you emotionally, and I have to say internally. I feel like you went through a period there of just taking care of what you had to take care of, and that's what you basically have done, of taking care of what you had to take care of, but it was draining you. And I feel now you're looking to shift things and change things to certainly make them better, and I know that'll happen, and it's going to be an improvement. But I felt the energy with you of realizing how many people around you leech energy from you. Would you recognize there's some leeches around you?
Probably a few, yeah.
Because I keep seeing them pulling energy from you, and it really gets pretty crazy at times. And I'm seeing you sometimes feeling exhausted, and you may not have worked that hard that day, but you're exhausted.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing you regrouping on that. Plus, I see you regrouping emotionally, where I see you bringing yourself back to balance, where it's like, now I'm going to work on having the harmony and the calmness, and I'm not going to have all the crazy energy going. And I can see that making a difference. What kind of work are you doing?
I work in real estate.
Would you recognize an energy there that you want to become a squirrel, and I want to put away the money I'm making, and I want to be able to organize having some cash on hand, because I feel at a later time, and I think Rick has talked about this before, as to what we're going to be happening here with the depression energy. And I feel there's going to be a lot of homes for sale, and there's going to be a lot of things really connected to real estate, but it's not going to be the idea of the seller's market. It's going to be the buyer's market.
Yeah, I mean, definitely buying something has been in my back of my head. So, trying to, budget and save money has definitely been a priority the last couple of years.
Well, I kept seeing a symbol of you squirreling it away that I want to be able to keep putting it away, because I really feel the opportunity will come up that the prices are going to be something you could reach easily and get something much nicer for much less. So that opportunity is going to be coming up. And I can see also looking at something now. Would you understand not being right in the city setting?
Yeah, I mean, I live in Washington, D.C., but, have been thinking about moving back to Pittsburgh, where my family is and where I grew up. So.
Well, I'm going to put it simply, dear. I could see you back in Pittsburgh area. I could also see you making decisions about more. Now, I'm going to term it a country home, but I don't feel I'm way out in the boonies somewhere. I feel like this is something that would be a home environment with some property, and that you'd enjoy that. And it would be a wonderful energy for you to have your own space. I mean, literally, I own my yard and my driveway and my garage, and I own it. It's mine. If I want to put a 2-acre garden in, I can do it. But I just feel that kind of energy building that I want to say, wait until things go through the shift. And then I'm seeing you with the cash in hand. And I wouldn't doubt it a bit if you were to organize yourself in a manner that you would actually be pre-approved before all this really hits real heavily. I could see you also looking at the idea of being pre-approved, that you're ready to go.
Okay. I like that.
It's a good feeling, and I think you'll do well. Also, you recently had a car problem where the windshield wipers don't work right.
I was in a friend's car and she didn't have any wiper fluid.
Okay, because I felt a symbol of not being able to see out of the car correctly, and I felt an energy here, something about looking through the window.
The last time I came back to DC, it was raining pretty heavily. So,
well, I'll say it this way. Let's be aware that everything is functioning in the manner that it should be, and that you have washer fluid, because I get the feeling here of running into some sort of storm coming up here that I want to say you're going to need to have that. And I could even see you at one point have serious thought of just pulling off the road and go have coffee somewhere instead of driving, because I could see some horrendous weather. And it's not winter weather, it's spring and rain and that kind of thing. But I see people getting stupid and trying to drive way too fast for the conditions, and you don't need to be in the middle of that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much, Charlotte.
Thank you.
And what I've got
You're
on my
welcome.
list, thank you, Greg. On my list, I have Lori and John left because everybody else has left. Lori, you're on with Greg. Go ahead.
Hi, Greg. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. I got a couple questions. I'm going to be thinking of retiring in 4 years, and I was wondering if you think that I'll be okay with my finances there. And another one is that I just feel blocked, stagnant, like moving forward. I don't know. I don't see, like, I don't have any dreams or something to shoot for here.
Well, let me put it simply, dear. You've been so busy surviving and just accomplishing what you know you need to, that it didn't leave a whole lot of room for anything else. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
And I see it calming down now where you're not going to be as upset as you were before. And would you recognize also you have considered the idea of not living in the area that you're living now?
Yes.
Because I really feel that in the 4-year time span when you do retire, I'm seeing you organizing your life, and I want to say people are going to look at you, and I see a compass needle spinning, and it's like, which way do I want to go? And I feel very good about that. And I do feel an energy of nice climate. I wouldn't say hot weather all the time, but I feel very nice climate. And I had the feeling if you're moving into an area that's spiritually open and have a lot of places to go that are spiritually connected. And I feel a great deal of spiritual centers and bookstores and spiritual churches and a lot of things that would be in that direction. Now, I have no idea where this is at, but I get the feeling of that being a draw to you. And I feel between now and the 4-year time span you're mentioning, I see 2 vacation trips, and one of the vacation trips is going to be into that area, and you're going to fall in love with it while you're there. And I can see you then looking at it that, okay, here's a couple areas I've thought over, but I feel the one area definitely would stand right out, and you would absolutely go for it.
Okay. And financially, do I look okay financially?
Yes, I don't see you ever not working, but I see you doing a job you love doing and make some money doing it.
So I'm not going to retire in 4 years, or I'm going to retire and then start doing something else then?
Oh, I feel you're going to retire and do something else.
Okay.
I see it as something very enjoyable, very fulfilling for you that you'd enjoy, and I see some wonderful people involved around it.
Okay. Anybody coming into my life as a romance?
I can see romance energy, but I feel like you'd put that off for so long now that sometimes you wonder, it's like, can I open the door?
Right.
Greg, I was just looking in her chart.
Right.
It's exactly what I'm saying. It's not a matter of somebody there or not. It's a matter of she's on and off and on and off and on and off. And it's perfectly understandable why you turn it. It's understandable why you shut it off, because everybody gets hurt. But your chart is literally like a yo-yo right now. Turn it on, turn it off. I want you, I don't. I want you, I don't. I want you, I don't. No, that's okay. No, and it's not fixed energy. What that means is you should really consider it strongly. Why would I want to turn it on? Why would I want to turn it off? But you got to be real careful not to listen to the old tapes. I can't shut it off because I got hurt way back then. This is a new here and now. It's very adventurous. And the more adventurous you are now, the better. But you have a tendency to play it safe. And that does not fit with a Leo personality. You're a Leo, you got fire, burn that fire. That's what I see, Greg.
Well, see, I agree with you, Rick, because the energy that I'm feeling there, you know, you could be like this little kid with a light switch, on and off, on and off. And I feel the energy around you that in some ways you can dream wonderful thoughts about what you'd like to have and enjoy. And then there's the part of you that switches back to the old garbage of the past.
Right.
What I'm seeing, Greg, go ahead. I'll get you later.
The energy that I was feeling, I see you reaching a point very shortly that it's like, I need to be a little more daring here and go ahead and jump in and not hold back in the manner that you were, because I see the holding back being something that, you know, that old past stuff, throw it out the window.
What I'm hearing, Greg, in the chart is she's curbing her style because the people around her can't keep up with her. And just let them be where they are. Don't slow your car down just because they can't go fast enough, because you're a powerhouse and you need to go and get going. That's what's causing the slow up. You're trying to make it conducive to them. That's what I get. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Get yourself a brand new gas pedal. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you so much.
We're going to get two more
You're
here.
welcome.
Thank you very much. We got a Dr. John who's been politely waiting patiently, and then one more question for Joao.
Hello, Reverend Greg. Long time no see.
Hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. Just wanted to follow up with you. I guess a couple of things. First of all, I'm curious if, this has been kind of a little bit of a dramatic week for me, and I think maybe I'm feeling a certain way about that, but I'm curious what you see in terms of my career and then just general outlook.
Well, let's put it this way. Would you understand you've had some people that have power, have position, they think they know what they're doing, and they're so far lost they can't even find the compass.
That's a very nice way of putting it.
And I see you stepping back a bit and looking at some of these folks, and it's like, whatever they want to do, have at it, because it's going to come back to bite them. And would you understand, someone wanted to give you a hard time in a work-connected area. They wanted to give you a hard time, but you were doing what you knew was right to do.
I could see that. I think I could see that a little bit,
Because I get the feeling there that you're finding yourself, not that you're one to start any difficulties with anybody, but I see you really, I'm doing what I know is right to do. I'm getting it done. I know it's helping every part of that circumstance. It's helping and it's making it better. And I see you looking at things at times where sometimes you feel like, am I going to stay here or am I going to move on?
Yeah, I do have that thought. I do definitely have that
and thought. I see the opportunity that's coming up in the future. Now, I don't pick up an exact time span on this, but I see the opportunity coming up in the future that would really give you the freedom to be able to say, I have this wonderful opportunity just fell in my lap, and I'm looking it over, and I don't want to sit here and take too much time thinking it over because it's really great.
Mm-hmm.
And when that comes up, you're gone. You're on your way.
I think that would be a good position to be in. I really do think that would be a good position to be in for me.
And that's what I really feel coming, is that ability to do that. And I see something really long-term, solid. You know, this is not a jump and then another jump and another jump. I see something that could be long-term solid.
Yeah, I'm tired of the jumping and the unpredictability about it. I feel like there's a lot of Uranian energy around right now, as Rick can probably see. Anything else just in general for my outlook? Like I said, I feel like I've been kind of down this week. I'm looking for like things to be, a little bit more hopeful and upbeat about.
Well, I see things working better, but would you understand working on the thought of a relationship?
Yeah.
Because I keep seeing you revamping how you're feeling about a relationship and how you want things to really be in the future.
Okay, that makes sense.
And you're looking at the idea that I'm not going to accept less than what I know really needs to be. I'm not going to let that happen.
That does make sense. Yeah.
If it's not going to be ultimately what it needs to be, we walk right on by it. And reaching out and helping people, I understand you would do and do readily, but I see you beginning to step back a little bit and think, how much am I helping?
Mm-hmm.
How much am I giving? And in what way do I really feel the commitment of return of energy? And not just what energy you're putting out, but what return energy you're getting back.
I have been giving a lot of thought to that recently. Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Because that's what I'm seeing you adjusting is, where's this energy, return energy, and not just the energy what you're putting out, but where's the return energy?
Yeah, there's a saying, you can fill up other people's cups, but who fills up your cup, right? I mean, if yours is empty, how can you fill up anybody else's?
Yeah. That's right. That's right. And you have the ability to have the overflowing energy, and that way it could be pouring into others, and you would have no problem with it because you have a wonderful flow.
Thank you. Do you see my last question, Reverend Greg, do you see any like special guidance around me or anything?
I feel two entities with you. One of them has been a guide since childhood, and I see them with you and said, remember, you're going through a slump of energy right now where things have just been sort of prouding along. You've just been doing what you need to do to keep it all going. And I see the energy shifting where now I'm going to feel more motivated, and I can see some goals I'd really want to go and do. And I see the opportunity to go and do them.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. God bless you.
Thank you, Doctor. Have a good weekend. Okay, we're going to go for one final question. Thank you, Greg. One final question from Joao. And once you unmute, you're on with Greg.
Hi, Reverend. Sorry for keeping you. My question isn't about me. I have a friend, the person who potentially might hire me in Portugal or help me get a job there. And he's a very close, dear friend. And lately, every time I think of him or something, I feel like a heaviness in my chest. And I've even asked him to be careful. This past week, I specifically sent him a message, especially with the Mars-Pluto opposition. I said, like, just tread lightly. And I see stuff in his chart and stuff. But intuitively, I kept feeling something is off or is about to be off, or like, am I crazy or am I right in this?
Well, I feel you're right. And I feel the energy there that I don't see him as aware of things as you would be.
Mm-hmm.
You're understanding the mechanics of it, and you're understanding what you're really feeling, not only in a chart aspect, but what you intuitively are feeling with it too. Like Rick reads the chart wonderfully, but he also has a gut feel as to, well, is this mild, medium, high, or outrageous? And it's like he has learned to pick up on those energies as to what extent is it really going, or what extent do we need to warn someone of. And you're picking up on it not only in a chart level, but you're picking up on it on the intuitive level. Right. And when you have it come to you in the intuitive level, you know, because, you know, sometimes we look at things and go, okay, whether we're doing it intuitively and we have things confirmed by the chart, or we're doing things by the chart and then we have things confirmed intuitively, we need to be aware that when it's coming in a double level like that, we got to listen. Yeah. We got to listen.
I just love him dearly. And I, yeah. And he's just not very present, let's put it that way. So,
well, I see him trying to reserve himself to the focus of the physical world and trying to do everything in the physical world the right way and keep it all in order. And I see him at times where he's not taking care of him on a personal basis.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I see him not taking care of him to the degree that he needs to.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay. Thank you. That was it.
And I think you're absolutely right. Just follow it.
Yeah. Anything in the chest, listen to it. Very good, Joao. Good luck to you. Greg, once again, thank you so much. Let your partner know the next date I have for you is December 9th.
Okay.
We'll get it on the books. But it's been delightful. We were only 2 hours tonight. A lot of people got served. It was really good stuff. And you notice how we're brothers. We have the same color shirt on. Really good to have you. It's always so nice. And I thank everybody for your patience, for hanging tight. Greg, thank you so much for your messages.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome, Rick. Love you. And please tell everybody hi. And I know there's a few people left the screen here, but, you know, God bless everybody. You have a good evening. I enjoyed working with all of you.
Love you too. And thank you so much. Good night to everybody.
Thank you so much.
See you next
Thank you,
week.
Reverend.
Bye, Greg.
God bless now.
Love us all with great feelings. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend.
Thank you.
Love you
Thank you,
all.
Rick.
Welcome.